Right then, it is time for everybody to get very excited about Red Nose Day. Today is launch day. The noses are out and available to buy. And Sir Lenny Henry has been calling on some of his friends to get involved.
Yes, we're all ready for our three-legged race across Europe. Aren't we, love?
Lenny, darling, I'm so excited for Red Nose Day. Actually, I'm just about to take off for my sponsored skydive.
Lenny, you could join me. I'm singing for 24 hours.
Yes!
So join us this Red Nose Day, Friday the 15th of March, and
Do something funny.
for money.
What a good gang.
Of course you were with Bluey.
Of
wasn't it, as well?
course.
Had to be with Bluey.
Of course.
Anyway, let's please welcome the godfather of comic relief, Richard Curtis, and the very funny Joel Dommett.
Hey.
We're doing it. You're doing it. We're doing it. Richard, got to get straight into it, because the big news today is it's going to be Sir Lenny Henry's last Red Nose Day. I mean, is it going to be hard to say goodbye to him?
Do you know, it's the last time he's going to host, but even today I was with him and he's saying, I think I better do an appeal next year.
Yeah,
I
all
think
right,
I
he's
do.
already-
So he's still going to be very involved, but it's going to be, in fact, we're all in a way exhilarated. We've got a couple of surprises for him on the night. I would strongly... I think it's going to be quite an emotional night.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he is the third oldest man in the UK. So I think it's time. He's becoming a beneficiary, having been a fundraiser.
I feel like you'll never properly get rid of him. He's like Jay-Z. He's going to keep retiring, keep going, keep going.
But there are good youngsters, you know, coming up.
Coming through.
Yeah,
Give you an opportunity.
we can't say who they are. There's an amazing lineup of hosts, and Joel just snuck in.
All right.
Just made the cut.
Just made the cut.
I'm the first person to be announced, and trust me, it gets better than me. Yes, it really does.
Come on, Joel.
But no, Lenny's been amazing over the years. You know, I mean, we were watching lots of his old appeals, and he was so young.
It is amazing when you see this, though, because it actually just reminds you of all the stuff he's done and how many years he's been so intrinsically linked to it.
I know, and he's still so passionate about it. I mean, we both still... The world's tough at the moment, you know. The food poverty in this country, when we started with, you know, poverty in Africa and mental health issues that have been pushed up, particularly by COVID, and so many issues with, you know, refugees dying in the seas and stuff. So we're more passionate than ever, so I don't think, you know, he'll ever give up on caring about that.
No.
Brilliant.
And we are delighted because we're going to be doing, aren't we, a special programme, like a tribute to Sir Lenny as well. Which will be very
Thank you
special.
so much.
And we want you to get involved. More details coming soon on that. But, Joel, before the big night on television, there's a comedy gala.
There is.
With you and some other comedians.
It's at the Palladium, and the lineup is unbelievable. It's so good. You've got Rosie Jones on there, you've got Aisling B, Sarah Pascoe, and it's like it's unbelievable. And Lenny's obviously going to be hosting that as well. And so it's a real pleasure to be involved with that and sort of get back to sort of the comic relief roots and just do some stand-ups. Great.
Yeah, nice.
It's good fun.
You're going to be hosting on the big night as well, which is... like you said, it's an honour.
Such a dream. Like, it really is. I remember watching it as a child, as we all do, and just being that... There's just sort of... Just the fact that I'm involved... In fact, I'm sat on a sofa right now with Richard Curtis. It's blowing my mind right now. Come on, let's hold
You're
hands.
not going to have many lines on the show, let's face it. When they introduce you, you'll give a nod, and then at the end you'll say, and now it's the news.
I'm going to keep giving him compliments until he gives me another year. That's what I'm looking for.
Amazing. Now, you know what Richard Curtis is very good at? Obviously, rom-coms and films, but also getting people to do things they don't really want to do, all in aid of raising money, of course. I mean, I've been there. You've convinced me to do a million
I'm
things.
so glad you didn't die. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this show.
It was very close. I was so relieved. But this year, you're really focusing on the people at home and getting them involved and wanting them to raise some money.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I would really say to everyone today, just, like, give it a bit of thought after this show is over. Say, what can we do? You know, can you do a bake sale? I was with Chris Evans this morning, and he said, have odd shoe day at school where every child has to wear two different shoes.
Typical of Chris Evans to
You
come
know,
up with
but
that.
go into your school, ask the teachers if you can do some stuff for that. Do stuff at home if you play sport, if you're in an office, because I mean, honestly, if you raise 10 quid, that actually pays for 100 meals for people who are hungry for free. You know, the maths is so extraordinary.
And the more
when you get
ridiculous
around
the
a charity.
better. It's just like anything that you can think of in your brain, go for it, go to your schools, sign up for anything and just try and just raise some money for an amazing charity.
We stuck my son to the front door of our house with gaffer tape when he was 10. And then we sent photographs to his godparents. And they each sent in, they immediately said 10 quid to get him off.
Essentially a hostage scenario.
It's a hostage situation.
There'd be all these children now stuck to the front doors across the UK.
But sponsored silence, you know, that's good.
That's good. We'll do that in our house. Ideal.
Yeah, came on the one show, sponsored to say nothing throughout the show.
See if you can do it now.
No, we've got to go. It's okay. Quickly, though, the noses.
Yes.
And
they're great.
you brought a rare one.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
look.
gold one I'm seeing here.
So
Go
we've
on,
got
grab
the
it.
red ones, which are the standard ones, and then in every 166 that you buy, it's completely random, will be a gold one.
Oh, put it on. It's so beautiful. You look like a Greek god.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
I like it.
They're fantastic. And this one, laugh till you're blue in the face. So it's Amazon. You go on, you order them. I think they're the sweetest ever.
Go and get them, people. Go and get them. Well, thank you to you both. Comic Relief's Red Nose Day is back on Friday, the 15th of March, and tickets are available for the Comic Relief live at the London Palladium, which is on Monday, the 26th of February.
Lovely. Please welcome George Clarke. George. Now, we love your programmes.
Thank you. Big fan.
But this time, you're going on your holidays.
Yeah, don't
You're
tell
going to
Channel 4
America.
that. Get in trouble. I couldn't enjoy it that much.
Why did you choose, then, to make a series there in the States?
Do you know what? To do an architectural travelogue, I thought, where can I go where everything's really positive, really big, and what countries had one of the biggest impacts on UK culture in the last 40, 50, 60 years when it comes to car design, house design, everything. And I just thought America's got to be the first place that we go to. So, we did East Coast, West Coast, Deep South, and saw completely different architecture, different buildings, and met some quite phenomenal people.
On that, you mentioned all these places that you went to in America, George. I mean, why was it that you wanted to visit the Space Center in Florida?
So my dad used to be like an amateur astronomer, and he really got me into space when I was a kid. And obviously I was like too young to see the moon landing and stuff like that, but it had a massive impact on me. So my house was full of books that my dad owned, all about space and travel, and that's all positive stuff, isn't it? It's like the American dream. And I'd never been to NASA, so it was like right at the top of my list. And we went to do the AVB building, which is just enormous. Absolutely enormous. I think I did a piece of the camera where I said you can fit like 7,000 Victorian houses in terms of volume into that building. It's probably the biggest structure I've ever been in. Just phenomenal. And then you step out on the roof and you see the landing pads where they've had the Apollo missions, everything from, SpaceX, everything happening there. It's just super positive.
It's a silly question, really. I totally get it now. Why wouldn't you want to go there? Yeah. Sounds amazing.
Because we did, it wasn't about kind of the obvious architectural buildings people might expect. Like, we could have gone to see Frank Lloyd Wright and Mies van der Rohe buildings and things like that. But it was about getting under the skin of Americana. So we did diners, we did everything.
Well, the place I really love, because it's super nuts, really, right, is people, and they don't have cars in the driveways, they have planes, don't they?
Yeah,
that's in Florida, isn't it?
It's in Florida. So basically, let's show me that. Literally, you are on an estate.
Do you want to lift to school?
What's even more random is that if you're in your car on this estate and a plane starts taxiing down the road the other way, they've got right of way.
So what happens? You've got to go
pull over. Yeah, you've got to pull over, and then they park their planes on their driveway. So you're basically living on an airport. So it looks like a normal estate. They've got their driveway, their house, their porch, their veranda, and then someone just turns up in their aeroplane after they've just been flying somewhere.
Did you mention climate change to any of these people? Did you say we've got this tiny issue that Comic Relief is fighting against?
Yeah, I should mention that more in architecture, to be honest with you.
Very good point.
Absolutely.
What about some of the other unusual buildings that you came across on your trip?
We went off to the desert in Joshua Tree in Palm Springs. We saw this building called the Invisible House. I think you've got to show it.
Except you can see it.
I mean, you can just about see it. And, that for me sums up what America's like, because someone, this mad guy that I met, just said, I'm going to build this building. The concept was take the idea of a skyscraper and then put it on its side.
Oh, OK,
And it's just this beautiful mirrored building, and inside there's like a 60-metre swimming pool, little kitchen at the end, 2 bedrooms, and it's in the middle of nowhere.
But
it's
do
so
they have
random.
knickknacks?
No.
Or is it all clean?
No, it's all
See, I
clean,
couldn't
it's all
cope.
pristine.
No.
I mean, that's what's amazing about... What? You want knickknacks? Like, what sort of
Well, I
things do
do,
you want
you
in
know,
there?
I
I thought he was on about the crisps for a second. I was like, where are you going with this question?
I've just got such an image of your house. It's full of knickknacks, isn't it?
I love a wall plate, Richard,
plates,
I'll be
plates
honest.
I
everywhere.
did think you were talking about the crisps. I was like, that's such a specific question.
What knickknacks have you got in your house? Go on, have a treat.
Does he have
antiques
quavers?
But the thing is, the reason you love America as well is because the rules are so different to the UK. Like here, there's planning permission and there's all this red tape and stuff, which is good because it keeps things in order. But there, do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're a smaller country. We've got a lot of people living in a smaller country, a small island. Huge amount of history. I mean, the Americans love to come to Britain because of our historic architecture.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, really. And then we go to America and see this kind of big, grand, super positive stuff. But you're right, they don't have kind of parish council meetings to talk about planning submissions. They just don't get that. They're like, if I'm going to build a house, this is what I'm going to do, and no one's going to stop me doing it.
Sounds amazing. Well,
yeah,
thank
it
you very
really
much,
does.
George. George Clarke's amazing, Adventures in Americana continues
That's the other
next
series,
Monday.
mate. That's the other series.
I love it. I just love it. 8 p.m. on Channel 4, and the whole series is available on Catch Up.
Oh, very quickly, we have to say congratulations on Take It Off, which is what we call it in
Take
our
it off.
house.
Take it
the
off.
Masked Singer. It's so brilliant,
Thank you
Joel,
so
and you're
much.
so excellent on it.
Honestly, it's such a joy to be a part of it. And it's doing really well. And the reveals have been so insane this season. Dionne Warwick.
I know.
It's mad.
And Lenny Henry, sir, we should say, on the
Yes.
panel this weekend.
Yes, he's on this weekend and he fitted in beautifully with the madness.
amazing.
He really was great. And it's just, I think, one of the best series we've done. The reveals have been better than ever, and we've got some fantastic ones coming up.
Can't
Trust
wait.
me.
Cannot wait. Well, thank you very much to all of our guests tonight, to Richard, Joel, George, and of course to Nikki.
Roman is making his way back from the boardroom, and he'll be with me tomorrow. We're joined by Bill Bailey, Andy Oliver and Matt Lucas. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.